Like those who have answered our country's call, I had the courage to serve and the passion to lead. I joined the Marine Corps at 17 and made my family proud when I served in Iraq. Then in a second, everything changed when I injured my spinal cord in a diving accident, paralyzing me from the neck down. Hi, my name is Carlos Leon. I'm 22 and one of the newest members of Paralyzed Veterans of America. I can't begin to describe the confusion and uncertainty I felt in that hospital room. It seemed like all the courage and passion had left me. Service and leadership was the last thing on my mind. I was grateful when a National Service Officer from Paralyzed Veterans of America came into my life. This NSO knew all the right forms I needed to fill out to get the benefits and services I was entitled to. He also knew all the right things to say to someone who was newly paralyzed.
Carlos's NSO isn't the only one helping veterans like him. PVA's Veterans Benefits Department works 24/7 to make sure that our seriously injured heroes and their families get all they are entitled to and deserve. This year, paralyzed veterans broke the billion-dollar barrier in benefits secured over the last decade for America's bravest.
In an ideal world, every service member and veteran should get the benefits they deserve quickly and in full. Unfortunately, these brave men and women have to fight hard to get what's rightfully theirs.
Paralyzed Veterans has built a formidable appellate services program, and it holds the highest success rate for winning claims.
We had this one case where our appellate services program worked with a few of our service officers to get a Korean War veteran 55 years worth of back pay, totaling $1.7 million.
Living with a spinal cord injury begins with good health care, and improving the quality of your life often begins with a good job.
This year, Paralyzed Veterans broke new ground by opening its first vocational rehabilitation center. The center equips disabled veterans like Carlos with the resources, tools, and skills they need to get good jobs. Through the independent budget, Paralyzed Veterans and its partners estimated that there was a veterans' health care funding gap of $2.1 billion. Barely a month after Paralyzed Veterans National President Randy Pleva testified before Congress, lawmakers acted to close the gap. They added approximately $1.7 billion in much-needed resources for medical care and improvements to the VA's healthcare infrastructure.
Because of the problems occurring at Walter Reed in the military system administered by the Department of Defense, we felt it was important and incumbent upon us to step in and work with DoD and VA to create a more seamless transition and help those returning service members who will become veterans in the future.
Enforcing the law to make America more accessible is one of PVA's top priorities. It would be great if we can just ask for access, but often we have to fight for it.
From the beginning, Paralyzed Veterans of America recognized the importance of being actively involved in the newly established U.S. Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims. We're one of only two organizations that maintain an active practice at that court. We also litigate cases on appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, and on several occasions we've actually gone to the United States Supreme Court.
Of course, it's one thing to get free, quality legal advice, but if the courtroom isn't accessible, where's the justice in that?
This year, PVA participated in a federal advisory committee tasked with improving accessibility in courthouses.
For this past year, one of our architects has been working as an expert for the Access Board in an advisory committee that is tasked to improve the accessibility in courthouses. Every aspect of a courthouse has been looked at, in particular courtrooms. Witness stands, jury boxes, and even the judge's bench has to be accessible.
One of the great things about being a member of Paralyzed Veterans is their incredible sports and recreation program. And I should know, I went from a hospital bed to winning multiple medals at the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. It's the biggest annual wheelchair sporting event in the world.
Other major PVA sporting events this year included 8 trap shoots and 4 bass tours.
Just this year, PVA has implemented 2 new programs, the bowling tour and the billiard series, where PVA chapters are hosting events around the country.
Paralyzed Veterans of America is leading the way through its research and education department.
This year, the PVA Research Foundation increased the amount of awards by $400,000. We added 13 new projects to our grant portfolio.
Paralyzed Veterans leadership is helping to build a scientific and academic community that's striving for new treatments and cures to help people build better lives.
So that's a year in the life of Paralyzed Veterans of America, and I would like to personally thank PVA for helping me and my fellow veterans reach our full potential. Thank you, PVA, for your courage to serve and passion to lead.
Paralyzed Veterans of America. Courage to serve, passion to lead.